So while Secretary of State Mike Pompeo seems to be firefighting for his president's comments about wiping out Afghanistan, there are some mixed signals coming out from the United States State Department. Now, the State Department spokesperson Morgan Ortagus was asked about the president's comment during a press briefing while reaffirming the U.S.'s commitment towards a peaceful deal in Afghanistan. Ortagus also sought to highlight the sacrifices made by the United States in the 2-decade-long war that the United States initiated back in 2001.
I would remind the Afghan people that the countless number of thousands, of tens of thousands of lives, American lives, and lives of our NATO allies and our European allies that have been lost fighting in Afghanistan, for the people of Afghanistan to have a right to choose their own future. Not just the number of lives lost, but the billions of dollars that have spent there. You could probably look at most of the people in this room that serve here at the State Department, and we have either served ourselves or we've had family members that have served. I have someone on my staff whose husband is serving there right now.
Now, the U.S. State Department seems to suggest that the American involvement in the Afghan conflict, both financially and militarily, justifies President Donald Trump's comments about wiping out a nation of 38 million people. Now, the comment had prompted Afghanistan to respond by seeking a detailed clarification on what the president actually was trying to say. What did President Trump mean to say?
But equally.
All right, now in Europe, temperatures have touched some record-breaking highs. The continent has been crippled by a heat wave. And this is the year's second heat spell for Europe. Heat records were broken in Germany again when the mercury hit 41.9 degrees Celsius. While some grabbed the opportunity to head to ice cream parlors, others voiced concern for the rising global temperatures. Some even lashed out at U.S. President Donald Trump.
Also ich glaube, am Klimawandel ist wirklich was dran. Entgegen Trump bin ich der Überzeugung, dass da jetzt tatsächlich was passiert. Ich merke es in unserer Wohnung, die jedes Jahr in der Sommerzeit immer mehr aufheizt.
Also Sorge ist auf jeden Fall berechtigt, ist ja auch erkennbar, ja. Und wer die Augen davor verschließt, der heißt halt Trump, ja. Ich finde es sehr, sehr schade. Und das Problem ist ja das, was wir der nächsten Generation hinterlassen.
Meanwhile, Belgium and Netherlands also recorded their highest ever temperatures. Temperature in United Kingdom was the highest for the month of July. It recorded 37.7 degrees Celsius.
Last night wasn't good. We got the ice blocks from the freezer, put them in bed with us.
In this country, I don't recall such a hot temperature. I think I remember 30s, but I think, to be honest, no, it's going to be the hottest, even in Europe.
And it's not just humans, even animals are facing the brunt of these extreme temperatures.
You might be able to see these very big would have in the wild. So she's got lots of trees and bushes and plenty.
Now, trains across Europe have been asked to slow down. This is in order to avoid damage to the railway network. Locals and travellers across Europe are thronging to beaches, pools and lakes in search of respite. Now, in Paris, the Eiffel Tower fountain has become the city's largest free swimming pool. Now, the mercury has, of course, touched 40.6 Celsius. Now, this, of course, is the highest in the history of Paris, but the nightmare is far from over. Now, the record is all set to be toppled again. Authorities in Paris say that the city will record a 42 degrees Celsius soon. The locals and tourists have also been asked to stay indoors.
We have to slow down and stop and keep drinking water, or we like the beer. It's quite good. But we're just not used to it. We've got this in England at the moment, apparently. It's not quite as hot. But I understand in France it's been this hot for quite a long time.
And also in Switzerland, the residents of Geneva crowded at the Wednesday Pacqua beach. Authorities said that the temperatures in Geneva are expected to touch an unprecedented 34 degrees Celsius. And experts also state that the heat wave is becoming more and more frequent because of global warming across Europe and indeed across other parts of the world. And we also earlier spoke to our correspondent in Paris, Elena Casas-Montanes. Let's listen in.
41 degrees this morning, which is the hottest temperature, as you were saying, ever recorded, beating the hottest on record, which had dated back more than 70 years. Of course, successive French governments are very on edge about these sort of high temperatures since the heat wave of 2003, which killed more than 15,000 mostly elderly people. But the authorities say that this time round they are better prepared. They've created a network of cold rooms across Paris where people can go to cool down, and social workers are checking in on vulnerable elderly people every day in this heat. They are, though, keen to encourage people to take precautions, make sure they don't take trains unless they absolutely need to on hot days like this because they can't be cooled properly, and making sure that employers allow staff to work from home and that people are sufficiently hydrated.